thing that you need to know, that you prepare not for IAS examination, you prepare for Union Civil Services examination. When I talk about civil services is a broader concept. It brings within its purview sum total of all types of activities, sum total of all those activities which are carried out on behalf of the state by a select group of individuals. It is known as civil services. Within the bounds of civil services, you have IAS or IPS, all India services. So in a federal polity, ideally, in a federal polity, you have only central government services and state government services. But in India, we have central government services, state government services, and between the two, you have all India services. So examination for central government services and all India services, which consist of IAS, IPS, and IFS, for services. So AIS, all India services, and central government services. For this, an examination is conducted by UPSC every year, Union Public Service Commission. So within the broader bounds of civil services, the concept of IAS has to be understood. So you prepare for Union Civil Services examination. If you qualify, and if you qualify with good marks, you get a good rank, then you get IAS, IPS, IRS, or as per your preference and the number of vacancies available. So even before the examination, they ask for your preference, first or second, third. In this way, you write your preferences, and if you get a good rank, obviously you will get the things, you will get a job as per the post, as per your preference. Otherwise, you will have to settle for something else. Clear? Now, come to the moot question. The main question: how to prepare for civil service examination? See, there is no hard and fast rule that this is the only way to prepare for IAS examination. But all those who have cleared the examination and those who are the serious aspirant of this examination, one thing is common. One thing is common among all the aspirants. What is that? That somebody may go for 8 hours of study, somebody will opt for 12 hours of study, somebody is going for coaching, somebody is not going for coaching, somebody is getting guidance from this teacher or that teacher, somebody is preparing in Delhi or somebody is preparing in Jaipur or Chennai, whatever it is. But one thing which is very much common, that you cannot clear this examination. I repeat, you cannot clear this examination unless you have worked on your level of knowledge, I mean to say the fundamentals, and secondly, you have developed ability to apply such knowledge to the given situation. Let me make it simple. That if you have syllabus, in syllabus you have suppose polity and governance, one segment is there. So first thing that you need to know, you need to understand what is polity, what is constitution, basic concepts, basic principles. So unless you develop basic understanding of any subject, you cannot deal with the developments taking place in that sphere of life, in the environment. So unless you know the basic thing, the president, the prime minister, union executive, legislature, fundamental rights, or directive info state policy, the judiciary, Supreme Court and High Court, then how can you deal with the questions related to judicial activism, public interest litigation, or the questions pertaining to socialism or capitalism? So because questions are designed by UPSC in such a way that in the same question they test your knowledge plus your ability to apply knowledge to the given situation. So if you have simply gone through the number of books, you have accumulated all this knowledge, this article 14, 15, 16, 17, but you don't know how to apply the same, and you fail to connect what you have studied with the developments taking place in the environment, then this you are not preparing for IAS examination. So what will be the way of preparation? How many hours you are spending? How many hours you are investing for preparation of IAS examination? One thing that all of you will have to bring into implementation is to strengthen your fundamentals first and then to deal with the developments taking place around. This is the way. And one more thing, that even if you have developed knowledge and you can also connect with the developments taking place around, but finally at the final stage you need to develop ability to how to write whatever you know with due relevance, clarity and precision. These are the three jewels of good answer writing. So who you are is not a matter of concern. Where you come from, come from St. Stephen College, you have done graduation from Presidency College. This is not a matter of concern for UPSC. So whatever your level of knowledge, how many books you have gone through, which institutions you joined, ultimately on the paper, your ability to write what you know with due relevance, clarity and precision will be put to check. So first thing you need to know what is there in the question or content of the question. Then you know what will be the appropriate answer or the appropriate answer for that. And then even if you know the answer, then at this stage also students might fail because they may be knowing not many things, but when it comes to encapsulate, your content in 200 words, what do you know about the topic or subject matter, 200 words, 150 words. So many students fail. It is not only a matter of knowledge. It is not only a matter of developing a line of thought, but also it is also about developing line of thought with clarity, so that when somebody asks you to write on policy reforms, so you may have 15 or 16 points on policy reforms, but you are required to prioritize things. What are the 7 or 8 most important points, which has to be written? Other points will be substituted to that. So what I mean to say, that whatever be your strategy, wherever you are preparing for examination, or there are things which you cannot ignore, is to strengthen your fundamentals. Otherwise, even 2 years or 3 years of preparation will fall flat, without any consequence. And you keep repeating the same mistake again. To strengthen your fundamentals, basic understanding of polity, economy, how can you deal with the questions related to fiscal policy, monetary policy, balance of payment, capital market, money market, banking sector reform, social sector reform. You don't know what is company, what is public limited or private limited company. You don't know the difference between corporation and company. Fiscal deficit, pyramid deficit, bank, it's about basic terms, terminologies and concepts. These things are not very much clear. So it is not just about going through the books, accumulation of knowledge, understanding things in rhythmic fashion. So if you have gone through the various chapters in economy, Indian economy, finally you will be able to connect. That picture should be in your mind. That this is the capital market, the money market is the financial sector. Financial sector is in the center. You have primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, how they are interdependent, interrelated. So without the generation of finance, without the smooth flow of finance from the zone of abundance to the zone of abundance to zone of deficiency, you cannot expand the scope of activities in economy. So it is not just about going through the various chapters in the economy, going through various chapters in polity. It is about bringing things together, understanding the pattern of interdependency. If you have reached that level, that is known as the preparation for IAS examination. If they ask you the question on judicial governance or judicial activism, PIL, at the first instance you should know how judiciary is placed in our constitution, the powers and functions of judiciary, and then how judiciary as an institution has evolved. And then you will be able to deal with the developments taking place around. So constantly you need to be aware and vigilant. So don't think that the current affairs is all about just going through the magazines and newspapers. It's over. Going through the magazines and newspapers, what with what? If your basic intellectual disposition is deficient, fundamentals are very weak, then going through the magazines and newspapers will serve no purpose. You will be exposed to loads of information without ability to assimilate the same and to write the same with clarity and precision. So this is the preparation for IAS examination. And if you have gone through the syllabus, I suppose you have gone through the syllabus of IAS examination. You have broadly 7 segments. You have poetry and governance, you have economy, you have science and technology, you have geography, environment, ecology, you have ethics, several other areas, current affairs, different areas of the history, including world history. So history, geography, politics, economy, current affairs, science, tech, all things are there. So better to go through, these segments one by one. So we here at Institute of IAS Aspirants, we, on the basis of experience in the last 15-18 years, we have always preferred the block-wise preparation. Because when we are dealing with polity and governance, the entire polity is finished at one go, where it takes 1.5 months. The economy means the entire economy has to be finished. In this way, you can consolidate your preparation one by one of the various segments. So 10 days economy, 10 days you have gone through the syllabus of IAS examination. If your syllabus you have more than 7-8 segments, major segments. You have history, you have geography, you have polity and governance, you have economy, current affairs, general science, science tech, and ethics and current affairs all put together. The different areas are there. Preparation in the final stage demands interdisciplinary approach. So what, on the basis of our experience, we suggest that first of all you strengthen your fundamentals of different subjects. In the final stage you will find that you are capable of focusing on any subject matter with a multi-dimensional perception. Are you getting a point? First of all, you have to strengthen every segment of the syllabus, history, geography, polity, economic, current affairs. So gradually in the course of time it happens on its own. If you are preparing very seriously, that a stage would come when you are asked to appreciate, when you are asked to comment on any subject matter, suppose police reforms, judicial reforms, it happens that you hit that subject matter with, multi-dimensional perception of the same. And that helps you a lot in visiting the full scope of the syllabus. So if you, go through the various subject matters, the history or geography or polity, economy, current affairs, economy, many things that you have been following, current affairs, all those things, and then somebody asks you to write on police reforms. So you will not write 4 or 5 points, you will have a lot of content to write. It means you will be dealing with the social aspect, of the social aspect or cultural aspect of police performance, how the police is doing good or bad because of social or cultural backdrop, political backdrop, internal reforms, within the bounds of intra-institutional reforms in the police, then police-public relationship, so there are so many things. Then you can connect it with the IT, so e-governance. So on police reforms, you can write 15 to 17 points. But this is possible only when you have been trained in the art of placing a subject matter in a proper context. That you will be writing like, it is just not enough to catch hold of crime. We need to catch hold of criminal. We need to catch hold of crime, and we need to go into the socio-economic backdrop of or cultural backdrop of any crime, and then we can diagnose the problem correctly and we can come up with the correctives. So preparation for IAS examination is not just going through the syllabus, mugging of information or facts, etc. So different, the segments in the syllabus are required to be done separately, and then final stage, after practice writing test series or something, you develop ability to write on any subject matter, or subject matter after visiting the full scope of it and writing multidimensionally with due relevance, clarity and precision. It does not come so easily. I don't know how people are claiming that they are prepared for the examination, they prepared for it in the 3 months or 4 months. There is nothing like that. Preparation for IAS examination is an evolving process. So at Indian Institute of IAS Aspirants, we don't have any kind of crash course or short-term course, something like that. It takes at least 12 months, a year or so, to prepare for examination. And we go for block-wise preparation. So first of all, entire polity, then entire economy, then history, geography. This way, different segments you are made to prepare for different segments, and afterwards you start writing. Or in the course of preparation, sometimes we give you a test, so you learn how to write and how to think multi-dimensionally. So this is the preparation for IAS examination. So looking for shortcut, then this is not the right place. If you want to prepare for the examination, seriously, and going through all this full scope of the syllabus, so in that case, this can be the best places. So I wish you all the best. I think I have answered most of the questions related to civil services, what is civil services, IAS, and then syllabus, and how to prepare for the same. We strengthen your fundamentals, and then gradually start applying those knowledge to the environmental developments, and then developing ability to write all the experience and knowledge, everything, with relevance, clarity, precision, 200 words or 50 words. So ability to analyze the thing and to bring in various components together with a conclusion. This is the way to prepare for examination. I hope it is enough. Thank you.